check, check, check. Looks okay. Good morning, good morning. Cloudy day here, Tokyo. Overcast again. Okay. Something's a bit different today. Usually at the end of the streams, right? I'm here by myself, I carve, and at the end of the stream, I put the mask on just because I'm heading upstairs to meet with the other people. Or sometimes, when Ishikawa-san comes in. Today, I have no choice. I'm masked up all day. We have a guest here today. Can you, if I can, ここまでそう英語はどうですか？英語
あれと、I can.
Okay, don't worry. It's okay. The gentleman here, he's introduced from Asuka Sensei. Yesterday I got a phone call from Asuka-san, the carver friend of mine who works at Takumi Kobo, the teacher. This man is one of his students. And Asuka-san said, is it okay? Can he come and watch and see what's going on? So he's going to be sitting here quietly and watching. So it's up to you. 席どこでも置いといてもいいし、it's up to you. 向こうからでも見えますし、自由で考えてくださいですね。ストリームのパターンは僕は仕事やりながらいろいろ話しますし、それから最後の15分9時15分から離れて何ていうの私たちショーンテルという時間になります。僕は版画を出していろいろちょっと説明しますから、あれは多分これも掘りより楽しいんですけど、みんな待ってるんですね。そう今ゲストおはようとかいろいろこの人たちはほとんど日本語あんまり分からないですが、中に日本語分かる人何人いますから、で今翻訳してます。デイビッドが今ショーンテル始まると説明してますから。You're going to translate the whole thing, everything I say to this guy? so. You have a carving question? Fire away. So. Anyway, let's get some work done first. 僕は見るすぎと仕事ができない。だから何分ごとですね。と、飛鳥先生と違うんですが、そうもういろいろグラコーマも入ってますし、何にも細かいことを顕微鏡でやりますね。これは細かいと言いますが、昔は細かいと言えなかったんですが。飛鳥先生はメガネいくつか用意してあるか？
そうですね。いくつか用意してある。そうですね。
時々ダブルでしょ？メガネの上のメガネとか。
そうですね。やっぱご自分ではね、そうされているようですね。それを教えるときはね、これだけですね。
そうか。この顕微鏡の意味は、伸ばすじゃなくて見るフォーカスですね。ともう一つは僕はフリーでやると動きますからカメラが見えないです。だけど今顕微鏡の下に設置していますから。だから僕この時と同じようにカメラがフォーカス、これでだからみんなが見えるようになります。You translate everything I say. Go for it, Karen. Good pressure. Good practice. You've got many times. How do you cut so as not to put pressure on the line? Hey, look at this. Asuka-san, where's your ears? Very well. How do I cut so I don't put pressure on the line? What can I say? This is going to be a strange day today, I think. Let's do this in a funny way. I don't want to mess up the job. There's a line. There's two ways to do this. 2 or 3 points. First point is the flat side of the knife is always on the line. The flat side. 今質問出たんですけど、今答えます。If I carve this way, with the bevel side on the line, absolutely the wood would be pushed that way, would be stressed. So rule 1 is flat side on the line. Rule 2 is if it's really going to be delicate, first cut an outside, what they call stibori. an outside line, so that when you start to cut this wood can now move a little bit. There's less stress on it. And the third thing is, and I don't know how to explain this in words, whatever, I'm cutting here and I am thinking this way. I don't know what else I can say. I'm thinking this way. And if I do one out here where you can see it easily, the result is, you can see it. This part of the wood is curved up. This part is now pressed and distorted, and this is not distorted. So I don't know what else I can say. It's a combination of those three things. But the most important one, absolutely the most important one, is it's the flat side of the line. Absolutely the flat side of the line. It's not shitebori, close Karen, it's sutebori, S-U-T-E, steru, throw away, stebori. Questions, already. Just ask someone wears 2 pairs of glasses, sometimes. He did for a TV program the other day. He was carving something, and to sort of show off, he put another pair of flip downs on top of it. Normally, no. If your order depends on the 1st of December, is it already shipped out? Check with Cameron. Our final shipment for America, if you're in U.S., has gone. Everything has gone for the U.S., the final shipment for the year. And we hustled. Everything that had come in like to the night before. And we shipped it on the 10th or 11th. And everything that had come in up the night before was in that box and gone. Okay, this is really confusing. Let me just get some work done here first, and then yes, there is another carver in the room here today with us. So yes, so. いやー、話がありすぎと何にもできないですからね。今の作品も交流祭の課長がですね、もう来年のシリーズの5月の作品ですね。うちのメインビジネスはなんていうの、サブスクリプションズと言いますね。単品じゃなくてセット売りますね。で毎年新しいセットを用意します。来年のセットは交流祭の課長がセットですね。昨日レイちゃんが1月の作品作ったところですね。もう遅くなりまして、あと2週間しか残ってないんですが、1月の作品200枚作らないと。曇ってますね。タラン君は今ない飛鳥先生のところでありますが、タラン君も右利きですか？
右利き
右ですね。そう。
左だとか思ったことはないので。
そうかそうか。僕の左ですが、ここに働いているジョンさんも左。それから去年イギリスからのウィリアム・フランシスさんも左ですね。この僕の周りにやってる人たちは全員が左利きですね。ジョンさんは飛鳥先生のところで学んで伝統的な彫り方でしょ。右利きのこの方法ですね。僕左で自分で海外でやった時にこの彫り方全然知らなかったんですから目の前でやりますね。だから右のtoe、だからこのイントは右利きのものですよ。
本当だ。
そう。だから右の人がこうすると、先の話ですね。線に平ら。で僕左ですからこの彫り方じゃない。この彫り方です。だから右と一緒です。ちょっとおかしい。だからジョンさんが何年前、4、5年前にジョンさん来たと教えてください。僕はもういいです。何も教えることできないから飛鳥先生のところへ行って本当の伝統的な彫り方をちょっと学んでください。僕おかしいよ。だから出来上がりは OK ですがやることはちょっとおかしいですね。よく回りますよ。昔の彫り師があんまりトップの人たちがあんまり回らなかったんですね。
角度とか深さとか勉強になります。
いやだからI don't know 本当に飛鳥先生のところに見てくださいね。僕はおかしい話、おかしいやり方ですよ。絶対。だからタラン君が来た時、最初にタラン君がここまで来たんですね。私が英語できますから。僕に No, go away, get out of here だから、本当飛鳥先生の方に行ってください。そうすると本当にベスト方法ですね。だから飛鳥先生とトラブルにならないようにタラン君がもうここまであまり来ないんですね。何があるか。Karen, are you acting as the interpreter here today? I'm sorry about this. This gentleman's here, so I have to talk to him a little bit, but whatever. Excuse me. 今ストリームの中に一人の女性が去年ここまで来た人、アメリカにテキサス州に住んでますが、創作班が自分で彫ってするもので興味ありますから、日本語もちょっと勉強しましたんですね。で彼女はここに1ヶ月しかなかったんですから、今ストリームのメンバーですが、彼女はデイビッド今話したことをできるだけ説明しますが、でも日本語はちょっとしかできないんですが。So, the basket of chocolate eggs. Just, Karen, there's an open basket of chocolate eggs. Just eat as many as you want. No sound. Is it just... there is sound. It's just her. Okay, that's your good excuse, Karen. Likely story. Is it me, the sound? I'm looking good at this end. It's all okay. My mic is here. Yeah, all right. I'm also having a real trouble today with this. Because this gentleman is here and he's close, it's masking time, but I am getting huge fogging. The glasses are fogging. That's okay, I take those off, but the lens here is also fogging, so whatever. That's my excuse today. Do what we can. だからやってる間にあんまり仕事できないですね。本当に90分の間にいろいろできますが、今日、ちょっとしかできないですね。でも、OK。目的は違いますね。伝統的木版画の、なんていうの、宣伝という、だから向こうの人たちがもうちょっと分かるようになると、うちの宣伝もなりますよ。ストリーム終わってからいろんな人がウェブページをアクセスして、時々注文も入れて、だからビジネスに意味あります。一番僕が考えたことは、例えば40年前、私が海外に住んだ時、日本まだ来るチャンスなかった、この世の職人の仕事を見たいでしょ。そう、絶対見たい。そう、そう。だからちょっとだけでも見ても意味ありますね。彫刻道具の持ち方とか。
フラスコのライト、素晴らしいですね。僕、スタンドライト2つ使ってるんですけど。
じゃあ何スポット2つか、ストリップ。
ストリップ
だから影にならないように。そうそうそう。まあ伝統的ですね。でも今水汚い年末でしょ。
水ね。
そうそう。もうそろそろ。だからまあ昔飛鳥先生が神社です行くんですか？年末年始。
聞いたことありますよ。お正月に富士山のなんか雪解け水がいい。
そうですね。そう寒いから。で今の水が1月からすぐに置いといたらよくないんです。でもこの人たちがいつも話しますね。生きてるんですね、デイビッドの庭。だからこの緑のものでしょ。朝の。そうだからよくないでしょ。そう。サラダで食べるとか今の板は大正時代の作品の板ですね。薄いでしょ。だから大正時代の彫ったもので無垢ですから23ミリぐらいで、僕そのものを削って分けて3枚になります。昔の板と貼って使うんですね。今いい板ないでしょ。本当に松村さんにも誰にもいい材料がもう手に入れないですから、僕は青山さんと一緒に自分で作ります。桜は栃木県とか青森からのものもありますが、やっぱり新しいものはすごい何年乾燥しないと無理ですが、本当にベスト方法は数十年前の作品。でも時々もう古すぎですから粘りないとか本当にベストじゃないですが、今日のものは悪くはない。硬くて粘り OK。 conversation. Good. Taking care of yourselves today for the most part. Good. I'll try and pop in, ask some questions, but whatever. But the guest is here is another carver, one of the students from Asuka-san's workshop. Takumi Hanga, Asuka-san's workshop. He's recently been recommending a bunch of people for us. Right. うちここで働いてる人の中に何人かな、飛鳥先生の紹介でしょ。石川さん、レイちゃんも、タランク、そう、これからですね。だからここで木版館で教室もないですね。教えることできない。でもちょうどいいです。飛鳥先生のところで1年、2年、3年ぐらい学んで、飛鳥先生が電話していい人いますよとか。でも本当にグッド。飛鳥先生が何年の間になんちゅうの月謝もらいますし、ここでトレーニング練習がもうできないですね。仕事が多いです。ちょうどいいです。先生のところも今年が大変みたいかな。
年賀状などでね、なんかいつも教室にいっぱいいるんですけどね。
じゃあ今年は少ない？
少ないですね。
そっか。じゃあオンラインできるかできないか。
オンラインちょっと難しいですね。いや
軽井沢に住んでるオーストラリア人の木版画の先生ですね。彼がもうオンラインになりましたよ。
そうですか。
前はだから彼の外国人向きの教室ですね。観光客の中に軽井沢で1日か2日か1週間コースありますから、今年は誰もいない。だから彼が全部オンラインになった。
パンフレットはね見たことありますよ。ウトライク松村さんのところにパンフレットありますね。
そうはい。僕たちは教室ないだから今年はその関係ないですね。それお漆する人は自分の家でできますし、郵便局で送って、だからうちの仕事はもうお店以外、お店はもちろん閉まってますが、制作はそのままですね。とネット販売も。いや自由でごめん、自由で。 Okay, something I got to ask you. I forgot. There's something I really have to check up on. I got some news last night that is going to really affect our work here a lot, maybe a lot. This is not new. This is actually was announced a few weeks ago, I guess, but I didn't catch it. I didn't get this. It's YouTube news. And I need a bit of assistance. If any of you guys out there actually have a YouTube channel yourself and are a member of the partner program, I need some advice here. I found out the YouTube, I got this thing yesterday. YouTube is going to start running ads on all videos on the platform. At the moment, people like me who are not members of the partner program don't have ads, don't want ads. I don't get money for them, but also we don't have ads on the videos, which is the way I want it. And YouTube has now announced that even people who are like me, who are not part of the partner program, they are going to run ads on our videos. They're not going to pay us, but they're just going to run ads. And this is a new policy that started apparently now already for creators in the US, and it's going to be rolled out for international creators. And I really do not want this to happen, but YouTube is what it is. And they're giving me a free service so far. They're just, everything's free for me, so I can't complain about this. But what I need to know is, the idea that is I should sign up for the partner program and then turn off ads. It sounds a bit silly. Is that the way to actually do this? I've hesitated to sign up for the partner program because if that means ads are going to run automatically, I'd have no control about them. That's why I haven't done this so far. So I've stayed outside of the partner program. But if anybody there has some knowledge about this, what I would like to do, because of this new policy, I would like to, somebody said, walk away from the partner program and keep it free. That's me now, but YouTube is going to run ads on people who are not in the partner program. That's the new policy. So I can't walk away. I have no choice anymore. So what I would like to do, and I don't know if this is possible, I would like to sign up for the partner program and turn off ads. But is that possible? I don't know. So if anybody's already in there and has knowledge about this, please let me know. Because that's the way I want to try and get through this. I do not want ads on that channel. But it looks like I can't do that. So anyway, let me know here or any of our contact forms or whatever. If you do have knowledge about this, I mean, there's one way to find out. I can sign up for the partner program. But if that means that ads automatically are going to run, then I'm host. So if it's going to be either way, then yes, sign up and get the money. I get that, but I really do not want to do that. I want to find some way through this where we won't have ads on the platform. And when you think about it, there must be a way, because people like Apple and Toyota, they are also running videos on YouTube. Now, you don't see an ad on an Apple YouTube video. So I think there's got to be some way through this, but I don't know how to do this. I think it's confusing here. Somebody's saying some of the partner programs are horrible. I'm talking about YouTube's program. You become a YouTube member. Anyway, if you've got knowledge about this or advice about it, I would appreciate any inside knowledge because I am not yet a YouTube member. So, I'm not a YouTube partner program member. I read this yesterday, and I do not want this to happen at all. I really do not want this to happen at all. Anyway, back to the program. YouTube ですね。うちの YouTube チャンネルが結構多い。先日 YouTube からの新しいポリシーですが、今までは自分のチャンネルに広告があるケースですね。YouTube が払います。で、僕のチャンネルに広告ありません。僕選べなかったんです。お金もしょうがないんですが、客が楽しみにビデオを広告なしで見えます。でも YouTube の新しいポリシーは往復できません。で、どんなビデオにもこれから広告が出てる。で、クリエイター、私たちみたいな人が往復できません。ニューポリシーですね。そう。ああ、そうか、3時間でしょ。
そう、早い。なんかこう3分クッキングみたいですねとか言う。
3時間クッキングですか。 あのビデオはすごい見る人がすごい多いよ。1時間600人、1分ごと 10人が始まりますね。全員が最後まで見えないですが、3分の1ぐらいが最後まで。毎日2万。海外ですね、ほとんど海外です。もう飛鳥先生の教室行くと彼の仕事を見るチャンスありますか？いつも彼が生徒と話す間にあまり自分でやってないでしょ？
そうですね。ホテルところご自分のそのお仕事をやってるところは見たことがないですね。
あ、そう。へえ。
見させてもらってるし。
そっかそっか。メリットありますね。だから私たちこのチャンネルその目的ですね。僕先生じゃないですね。絶対先生と言えないですが、見ても意味ありますね。
人前でよく集中してできるなと思って
僕40年前日本に旅行中ですが、ラチところ行ったんですが、そうでその時僕ちょっとホリーの仕事見たいんですが、うるさいとか、お願いじゃあとりあえずいいよ。だから上でちょうど堀本君堀本さんもう今やってないんですが、堀本さんが始まったばかりの時ですね。彼も英語できなかった、僕も日本語ゼロでも1時間ぐらいかな、1時間か2時間ぐらい僕見てメモをいろいろ書いてと会長さんが「いやもういいです十分ですねはい」本当に良かったですね。メモ帳いっぱいいろいろ見て本当にメリットあったでしょ。あれは79年ですね。でもじゃあね、ラチさんはいいです、もういいです、これだけで十分です。職人に邪魔しないように。
先生からも職人さんの手を止めることが最大の失礼だということで、
そうですね、会長さんですね。40年前では結構若かったよ。時々見ないと。YouTube links. Okay, so the Forbes story. I read the Forbes story too, of course. So. But there must be a way out for the big boys. And how do you get into that group? I don't know. No idea. I can't complain. YouTube brings us so much benefit. So I can't complain. It's just I really don't. Our videos they are what they are, Ads don't fit. Also, by the way, there's a new video. It's uploaded last night. It's not turned on yet. I'm waiting for Cameron. In fact, is Cameron here in the stream this morning? Has he been here? No idea. Let me check over on his mailbox. Oh, Cameron's in the mailbox. He's working on stuff. Okay, good. If Cameron's here, he and I are going to have to work out the timing for opening up. Oh, here you are. Well, it's an email from Cameron. So he and I are going to work out the timing on when to open everything up today. The web page for the new series goes open today. The next YouTube video goes open. I guess actually as soon as I finish this stream, probably 9:30, I'll be calling Cameron and we'll be working it out. And we may just decide, okay, let's open it all up. In which case the web page goes open and the YouTube video will be turned on. That's what the last 2 days' work has been, Saturday and Sunday. That's when you found out the name for next year's series. It's funny. We talked about this on Saturday, those of you who were here. I was postponing the decision on the name of the series. And I said, my ultimate deadline will be over the weekend when I'm standing in front of the camera there. And here we are, and the camera's rolling, and I'm doing my blah, blah, blah. Okay, and we finally decided next year's series, and here it is. And that's the moment when I have to make up my mind and speak the name of the series. It didn't happen that way. I just didn't say the name of the series. It's okay. I showed the print, I talked about it, but I didn't give an actual name. And I realized as I was doing the video, hey, it's okay. I can procrastinate on this a little bit more, a couple more days. So it's still actually changeable. It doesn't appear, the words don't appear in the YouTube video. Just cop out. You got it. I'm generally not too bad of a procrastinator. I mean, look at my life. I get things done, actually. I get things done. But there is a... Actually, I spoiled one take because I was laughing at this. Is it procrastination, indecision? It's a mix of both, actually. I mean, I'm not, I'm a good decider because, again, look at my history. I've decided stuff. But putting off the decision, that's not indecision. That's procrastination. So what's going to happen? For sure, what's going to happen? I've been preparing the web page. I've fixed Cameron's software for the billing for January and all that stuff, and I know exactly what's going to happen. Someone's going to get an invoice in January, and it's going to say star star star. Title goes here, star star star. One of the places where I put the placeholder in and forgot to take it out. So the prints that have no name. So the Washington football team. That's it. It should be the 2021 series. That's it. That's the name. The 2021 series. Yeah. God, it's so... Whatever. So anyway, if Cameron comes on board here, let me know, or tell him to speak up. And he can go ahead with this, actually, because my part of it's all done. No, it'll be going up this afternoon. Everything goes open this afternoon, so whatever. So. Let me get a bit more done here. How's our time? We're okay. It's going to be a funny day today. Today, all day long, is going to be a funny day. Absolutely. I had a great time in the weekend with that video. Absolutely. The thing about video now is I do it all. There's nobody else here in the building. So everything, camera setting, light setting, everything, do it all, get the gear ready. Hours of work to get it set up, and I can't focus. So I had to set up a cardboard dummy, try to turn the camera sideways, figure out the same length, put a cup, a bottle, something to focus on, turn it back, figure it out, try to test run, it's not in focus. Doing it yourself is no fun, actually, so. 昨日週末の仕事はビデオ制作ですね。で一人で今もうコロナですから誰も手伝う人いないでしょ。でずーっと自分でカメラを用意してでフォーカスができない。フォーカスですから僕いないですからフォーカスだけでなんか置いといてフォーカス本当にライト設定もオーディオも自分ですからやりながらそう と終わってから編集。
編集、動画大変ですよね。ピック見られました。
Twitch ですか？はい。あ、はい。はい。
292人が。
あ、そうですか。
2.4万人のフォロワーと書いてありますね。2.4万人のフォロワー。
じゃあどうぞ、なんか自分で紹介してください。
メッセージ。
そう、いいよ。でメンバーになったんですか？だから ID 用意した？
ID、作ったようですね。
Okay。日本語でもいいよ。時々日本語のコメントも出てますから、遊びながら、だけど日本語も入れて。The gentleman who's watching here today, he's been fooling around with his iPhone, and he's got the channel, he's got the stream running. so he's here. So if he feels like it, he can type in something and say hello. そうか。今の話は結構カラスのことを話してますね。カラス。だからこれも考えなかったんですから、海外から見ると東京のカラスは珍しいです。結構僕知らなかったんですけど、結構大きいみたいよ。今のキャロンさんが、そう、キャロンさん今日本語は大丈夫よと見てるでしょ？
日本語だ。
そう。
確かに、日本語は大丈夫。
いいよ、どうぞ。紹介してください。The gentleman is a little embarrassed. He's not so sure where he is or what's going on or what this is all about. So cut him a little bit of slack here. He's sort of, is this all okay? I don't know. So cut a bit of slack here. 何秒ぐらい遅いでしょ？
そうですね。何秒か遅れてこれの配信というか見られますね。
He's getting his English practice today. He's reading this stuff.
半分ぐらいね聞こえるんですよ。英語が半分ぐらい聞こえるんですよね。
Not to be sarcastic, but this gentleman's a school teacher, I guess, of course. So, of course, well educated, and in his own school, 3 years of middle school English, 3 years of high school English, 4 years of college English. So he's actually studied English for 10 years. But not to be sarcastic about this, studying a language is one thing, but in the traditional Japanese education system, there's really not many chances to actually talk and practice. It's kind of like when I was learning French in school. It was just simply writing in a book. We never spoke French at all in French class, like this is 50 years ago, So of course he's in the same position. So he has a huge knowledge about English. Most Japanese educated people like him. But without actually day-to-day practice or using it, it's difficult to meet somebody and strike up a conversation, So having studied something back when you were in school is a different story from being able to sit there and talk to somebody. So you've always got to keep this in mind. The people actually can probably understand what you're saying for the most part, but it's difficult to actually jump into a conversation. But Karen too, she's did a bit while she was here. Now she's listening, but if you don't actually try and speak it and get it out of your mouth, that part really disappears really quickly, So this last year actually has been strange for me because of the relative isolation here. My Japanese skills is not the right word, but whatever, my Japanese ability has actually absolutely decayed. I can feel it, I can hear it. When I go out and do try and talk to somebody, there's more hesitancy in trying to get stuff out of my mouth because of the less practice, So. Mm-hmm.
よろしくお願いしますと書いてくれてる人がいて、私のホームページとかを僕 書いても
いいよいいよいいよいいよどうぞどうぞどうぞ。あ、そうかそうかそうか。Yes yes 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 yes。普通のルールは自分のことを別の人のリンク別の人のストリームにあまり宣伝しないんですが、ホストがいいよと言えば OK 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 no problem no problem。だからよくありますよ。会話の中にcan I show my link。絶対入れ。Tell him his homepage he's got a homepage。入れてください。今どうぞ入れてください。I don't know. I'm learning too. This gentleman is a high school teacher, but actually he's making prints, studying prints. That's why he was over at Asuka-sen's place. He showed me his tools yesterday. Beautiful tools, way more beautiful than mine. 僕のトゥーボックス恥ずかしいでしょ。昨日道具でしょ。これ僕の道具ばっかで。そうそうそう。今日も持ってる？
今日も持ってますね。
OK じゃあ今じゃないですか。途中でそう途中で紹介しましょう。そうそうそうそうそう。OK じゃあ今ちょっと覚えておいてください。Okay、じゃあとりあえずホームページに入れてください。Okay, step one. He's going to put his homepage in. You can see his stuff. It's probably modern. I mean, he brought his tools with him. He brought them yesterday when he came over here, and I'm like, wow. He's brought them again today. So give me a few minutes here. I've got to do a bit of work here. But before the show and tell, we'll show his tools first, and then we'll do our show and tell. まあ向こう創作ハンガーとも分かりますよ。だからそう。Japanese modern prints, you know. そう。入れました？
入れました。
Good. はい。Mitsuhiko Shimeno. That's the name. This is Shimeno-san, and the first name is Mitsuhiko. So what you're seeing there is the person's full name. Mitsuhiko Shimeno is the name. So. Twitch 本当にすごいよ。もう本当にすごいです。始まる時は数人しか見えないですが、もうホームページから宣伝、それからちょっとずつ増えて楽しくなりますよ。Twitch は何年前から10年前ぐらいから始まったんですが、途中で Amazon が買ったんですね。今 Twitch は Amazon のグループの中の会社です。僕のチャンネルは本当に小さいチャンネルですね。Twitch の中の一番有名なものとか、一緒にもう何万人が見てるよとか。Twitch から見るとうちは何もないですね。400人わははは。でもいいです。だから見る人は数が少ないですから楽しい会話になりますね。一緒に何万人が見るとグーになりますからコンバーセーションができないね。会話ができないですね。じゃあ今のレベルは本当にちょうどいいです。じゃあ何秒遅いですか？ちょっと数えましょうか。ちょっと if I make a sound, I'm hearing this now. He's playing the stream here, and I can hear it faintly in the background, and we're like delayed by like 10 seconds or something. I'm curious. I've never seen this before. For me, when I'm speaking in real time, and John, you're listening to me right now, but you're not. You're hearing me like 10 seconds later. So let's try. Hi, ready? 3. Here we go. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 seconds or so, about 14 seconds between when I clapped. Okay, ちょっと Interesting. So to go from my work here out to the Twitch servers, up to where the Twitch servers are, down to you, whatever. So Twitch is delaying this. In case we say some bad words, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I can log out and back in and improve the delay time. Is the low latency mode a setting from my end, or is it a setting from the receiver's end? I don't know. I haven't studied the back end that much here, so.今の外の音も毎日来る音同じ時間ですね。そう隣のレストランのゴミ収集とか、そう。だから飛鳥先生もすると Twitch すると楽しくなりますよ。そう。でも先生多分自分でできないんですから生徒の中に週1回でもいいよ。ベストポイントは本当に決まった時間です。ランダムじゃない。なぜか向こうの人たちの生活はやっぱり自分も若い時でしょ。テレビあの番組見たいですね。金曜日の夜7時半とか家族見てですね。その昔の生活です。今はフリーですが。だからあの生活がやってますよ。だからもし週1回だけでも30分ぐらいとか全く同じ時間そうすると見る人がどんどん少しずつ増えてますね。生見えますが僕終わってから Twitch のウェブサイトが保存します。だから今寝てる人たち今ドイツとか今寝てるよ。生で見えないですからいいよドイツの人が起きて Twitch ウェブサイトに見えますよ。自分が参加することできない。もちろんもう生じゃない。でも見えますよ。2週間、Twitch が2週間保存します。それから生でも見えますし、リプレイ見えます。
初めてです。こういう時代なんですね。ライブ配信ができる時代なんですね。テレビのような感じでね。
彼女Karen さん he's talking about you actually. Can you put your link in please, Karen, so that this gentleman can see your stuff? I forget it's your blog link. I forget, Karen. If you can post the link in here where he can see your work. Oh, here it is. Bingo. 今入れたよ。彼女の作品すごい綺麗よ。創作ですが伝統的。本当に彼女は綺麗に彫りたい、綺麗にすりたいですね。綺麗にやりたいですね。今よく創作班の中に技術レベルは低い方がいい。技術は高すぎと浮世絵みたいになりますね。で、キャランさんは自分の楽しい絵ですが技術レベルをできるだけ高く作りたいですね。ちょっと見てください後で。そう。今入れたんですね。いろいろ作品も出てますし、それから順序釣りもありますし、いろいろ。Karen San says, nice, thanks for saying I was thinking about you, but what Karen is doing, and this is okay, this is not secret, you're pushing Dave's correct buttons here. Dave is a control freak. He just wants to do this thing as tightly and as beautifully as possible. So in the old days, I would have been just the carver, not the designer. That's okay, that's my job. But for someone modern doing this now, there's a kind of paradox. The modern artists want to be free and loose and creative, And many modern artists feel if they do too much technical stuff, then it tightens their work or just makes it into technique. Or in the case of Japanese prints, it makes it look like ukiyo-e. So there's a paradox. You want creativity, but Dave's angle, he wants high quality technique as well. And Karen seems to overlap both of these. Her images owe nothing to ukiyo-e. It's modern creative imagery from her own mind, but yet as well made as possibly. So that's just Dave's particular niche here. He really wants to see that, you know. So.
板を自作してるみたいですね。ベニヤ板をビビットさん、ベニヤ板を自分で貼り合わせて作ってる感じがします。
そう今だから向こうに今いい材料ないですから自分で作ってると考えてます。
すごい。
まあしょうがないと思いますし、コントロールですよ。いい作品作るためにいい手がないとじゃあ作る。向こうはしょうがないという言葉あんまりないね。まあもちろんどの文化にもありますが、なんていうかバリアがあれば、まあ日本人たちのまあしょうがないできない。向こうはバリアですから裏ありますよ。だから上から周りとか壊すとかしょうがないと言いたくないですね。そう。だから動作でしょ。何年前動作がどんどんひどくなったんですが、で私がもう10年前ぐらいもう我慢できないから自分で始まったんですよ。で最初に全然良くない。で今この工房の動作全部私がやってますよ。と外からのお願いもいやいいですね。じゃあやってくださいと。申し訳ない。その時間ないです。だから10年前下手ですが今動作職人になった。今日僕の仕事は動作ですね。上でこの今ストリーム終わってから3回で動作をやります。
動作引きですか？ジャパニーズペーパーの動作引き。
そう。だからすり紙が使える和紙に動作ですね。だから外の職人がもうすごいひどくなったんですから。だから食の板も作ってますし動作やってる。So something else I meant to ask about too was those tools. Last night was that Yahoo auction where all the tools were coming up. There was an auction for 3 barons there and an auction for a bunch of knives, a bunch of brushes and stuff. I saw some of them last night and this is so crazy. The auction for the 3 barons, it went to like 220,000 yen, which is more than they cost brand new, ordered from Goto-san. There's somebody really just didn't know what he was doing last night, or 2 people at least, to push the price up that much. That was absolutely crazy last night. If you're going to spend that much on a baron, forget the used one, order it from Goto-san. Put some rice on his table, you know. That was really stupid last night. Cameron's here. Yeah, go ahead. No, what we were talking about, Cameron, is the timetable. The timetable on opening up the new series and stuff. Yeah, the Baron, I know. Just a second, let me see if I got it. It's in my Yahoo auction history. It was so crazy. I was just crying when I saw that last night. I knew I didn't want to buy them myself, but give me a break. Where is it here? Here it is. Some of the knives were good. They went for like 9,000 yen for 10 or 12 knives, which was a really, really good deal. The knives were a steal, an absolute steal. But the person that paid for this, he's crazy. He's crazy. Yeah, Cameron, the reason I wanted to ask you about the timing on this, you open the web pages, but I also have to open the YouTube video. So let me know when you're open and the MailChimp stuff is ready, and I'll turn on the video. It's up to you. It's an auction. It wasn't price gouging. It was simply an auction. Just the guy bid himself. He made his own decisions on what to pay. There was no price gouging here. This is an auction. He put the price up. Two people put the price up beyond what it would cost to buy them at retail. It was just insane. Insane. So limited editions, forget it. It was a very nice set of tools. They were just barely used. They were beautiful tools. And to buy one new from that, they were kiru shibaran, so they'd be about 5,000 yen, about 5,000 each. So retail price for those three new would be about 150,000 yen. And it went to over 200,000. It was silly. So this is the idea. Give the money to Godo-san. Put the money on his table. Feed him. Feed his kids, you know. I think someone just either didn't know what he was doing or whatever. Two people didn't know what they were doing. You know. 昨日の夜、ヤフーオークション、本払い3枚。ゴトさんのキウルシ払い。まあ今のリンク入れたんですね。で、昨日の夜のオークションですが、ゴトさんから直接キウルシ払い頼むと45,000円ぐらいとか、でこの3つは22万になりました。わかんない。いや、ゴトさんのお金入ってないよ。だから業者が何か見つけてオークションで出したんですね。本当にクレイジー。本当にクレイジー。It was true about John Amos. John Amos and I, there's two auctions, one for a bunch of brushes and one for a bunch of barons, whatever. It's behind us now. It's okay. I've got lots of tools and he's got a lifetime set of tools now. Also, too, John Amos, there's the podcast stick. He was a guest on somebody's podcast last week. So this is worth listening to. If you just Google John Amos blog or something, I don't have a link for this for you, but John Amos was featured on somebody's podcast last week, explaining and talking about his long, beautiful Appalachian print series. Well, I don't have a link. I'm sorry. So you're ahead of me. Somebody's ahead of me. So somebody's ahead of me. Good, good, good. This is today's lesson. 僕はリンク入れていろんな人が説明してもう本当に楽しいよ。本当に楽しい。仕事できないんですが本当に楽しいです。だから週3回90分、しょうがないですね。ちょっとだけできますが、もういろいろ話しながら。
いろいろ情報が分かってますね。
そう本当に本当にいろいろ入ってますよ。そう。でも残念なことはもう消えるですね。今生。Twitch で2週間ぐらい、1週間、2週間ぐらい。それで終わりです。
一前の福井県の
一兵衛さんの亀ですね。
いや北郎っていう新しいね。
ああ。
知ってます。私が2回作りました。
はい、まあ工房のものはほとんど半草でしょ。まあ頼むこともできますが、岩野さんの隣の人ですね。家は隣の家です。そう。で北は次の建物です。でも北の方が本当にいいでしょ。いろいろウェブページを用意して YouTube ビデオもありますとか、英語の頼むサイトとか、だから家の中の若者がいるみたいですね。本当にいいですよ。そう。と値段もリーズナブル。岩野さんの方が人間国宝ですから値段はありますね。 悪くないよ。僕はもう岩野さんの髪そのまま、家のサポートです。僕たちは一番安いものを探してないですね。でも一兵衛さんの家いつまでできるかわからないですよ。今お父さんが結構年になりましたよ。今日も電話する予定ですね。岩野さんに次の注文の話。はい。そう。じゃあちょっと道具を紹介するかな。So there's another idea here to come up. It's on a 907. Now we've got a show and tell already here, but there's also something else. This gentleman has brought his toolbox with him, and it might be fun to show you those actually. We'll have to get him to help explain some of what's going on. So let's put the block aside for a few minutes here. I always hit that button the wrong way. I don't know. Always, always, always. So we'll have a different setup for show and tell here today. Let's look at some tools. And some of what we're going to see, I don't actually know what this is, so we'll have to get explaining for some of him. Can we put it on here? So, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Cool to show Dave's toolbox. I don't care. We are what we are. We all have different personalities, and this is an important point here. There's different personalities here, and there's also the idea of working by yourself or working with other people. Dave's personality is he works by himself, and for some reason, to me, I'm not so concerned about the appearance of stuff, like on the order. I don't need the fancy drawers and stuff like that. Things are what they are. But this gentleman, for one thing, he's working with other people. He went to Asuka Sensei, teach me, show me what to do. And Asuka Sensei, as a teacher, will talk about tools and how to take care of them and how to do this. So you do what your teacher says. And obviously his own personality as well. なんかちゃんと揃ってる方、おかしくないですね。普通です。デイビッドの方はおかしいですね。So this is the normal way. This is the normal way to do this. I myself could never do this. I mean, these boxes are for sale down the street for 100 yen, but I just, whatever. But this is great. Name and everything. Everything is here. I don't want to muck around with this too much because it's, 他の人の道具あまり触らないんですが、ちょっと自分で、what we've got here is, これアイスキーですか？
アイスキーです。
These are the アイスキー。And the clearly here, the lot is 手作りでしょ？自分でちょっと座っていい？
どうぞ。
自分で作った？
自分で作りました。国産の部分。
Okay, he's made the handles here by himself. This is from grenadilla wood. Those of you who play clarinet, this is what clarinets used to be made of. He's made them by himself, and he's done it the traditional way, tying with. これ三味線糸ですか？釣り。三味線糸。
これはねナイロンですね。で三味線の糸はこっちの方ですね。
そうか。様子ありますか？
様子いや変わらないですね。ナイロンでも OK です。
ナイロンでも。ストレッチじゃないかな。だから伸びないですか？そう。He's done a couple of these. They're tied with shamisen string, the way I was showed many years ago. My own, I've got a few same things here. Mine is shamisen. But you can really stretch it tight. But he says nylon. He can't see any difference. So some of these are tied with nylon and some with shamisen. Very nice. Look at this. じゃあ結構細かい仕事やってますか？
そうですね。これが一番よく使いますよね。
じゃあ針とかない？
針はないですね。浅香先生がね、0.3 ミリのこれを細く。
OK。でもちょっとこれは針じゃないですね。これは本当にアイスキーでしょ。そう。だからあんまりパンできないですね。もちろんカッティングですね。そう。
優しくやります。
そうか。Difference from mine. He obviously is doing some very delicate work. I haven't seen his stuff yet. But he's going down to, what is it? これ1ですか？ 0.1. A tenth of a millimeter. 0.6, 0.7. そうか。Interesting. So this whole lower group here, look at this. 3 millimeters, 2.1, 1.5, 1.2, 0.9, 0.6, 0.3, 0.1. Crazy. I don't have any of these. I have 僕は2かな 1.5 ぐらいかな
1.5 ぐらいですね、これね。
Good. My collection is I have 4 of them myself. I have a 6, a 3, a 2, 1.5 ぐらいかな I have 1.5, 2, 3, and 6. And he's got 3, 2, 1.5, 1.2, 0.9, point something, 0.3, 0.1, 0.1. Wow. Wow. じゃあ3とか6な、3ですか ?6 は
6はないですね。一番大きくてね、4ぐらいでしょう。
Oh, so ka. Yeah, 4.5 or something like this. Interesting. So ka. Cool.
あとはこの辺りで大好きの大きいやつ代わりにしますね。
でもこれ手叩くんですか？
叩かない。これ手ですね。
手です。そう。でもちょっと待って。He has some kind of tool that I don't have at all. This is an ice key and it's wide. これ何20ぐらいでしょ？
そうですね。
Okay. For me, this is impossible. This is a hand tool, not a driven tool. But when you're using hard cherry wood, scooping like this, there's so much, it would need so much power. だからシーナでしょ？シーナ。材料は、
そうですね。
そう。だから桜の場合は幅が広いですから、もう叩かないとできないでしょ？
そうですね。
そうだから。
この辺をよく使ってます。浅香先生が、朝丸の、叩くやつを用意してくれます。それを与えたり、
Okay, so he's matching me here. He's got.
渋の実代わりに。
So similar. So this is of course for driving. So this is a nice selection. Wow, it wouldn't match my work because I can't use that on cherry. これ桜で使わないんですが、それから this is cool. Can I touch? 触っていいですか？The gentleman's right-handed, so he's got a selection of 1, 2, 3. これ別ですね。He's got 3. 半木刀ですね。So he's got 3 with different angles already prepared. 比べましょうか。でも3本とも結構シャープでしょ。He says 3 at different angles, but there's not so much difference to me here. Wow.
細かい標準と直線っぽいやつように角度が少し違います。
刃物、誰の刃物ですか？
やっぱり研
ぎ綱の。そうか。The blades are from the place that used to be called Shimizu. It's now called Togitsuna. And this is for a right-handed person. And for me, this is, if I sharpen to this point, I'm just going to break it too often. 僕は桜の場合はもうずっとこの角度でもうかけますよ。かけますね。This is mine on the left here. And his is quite a bit sharper. I mean in terms of quite a bit more of an angle. I would be breaking that all the time. So is it common to make your own tool set? No, not at all. Absolutely no. In the pro end, people would make their own handles, absolutely. But most students wouldn't do that. このものなんで自分で作ったんですか？
黒炭はね、滑らないし、あと買うとね、刃物とその柄の部分セットなんですよね。別々じゃ売ってないからですね。
He thinks that the black, it doesn't slide so much. It's not so slippery. That it's 滑らないですか？そう。No, so. Okay, someone's asking. There's a left-handed blade in here. This is not mine. This is his. He's got it marked, left hand. なぜ左ですか？
左利き。なんか罫線彫り、こう直線を、ステンレスの定規を当てて、直線を引く。あとたまにね、左利きの人がこう使いたいとか、貸したりします。左利き。
Number one rule is when we're cutting against the straight edge. If I'm not going to try and do it live here, but if I'm going to cut this one with a straight edge, if you've got your normal cutting knife, then the bevel would be against the straight edge. But by using a backwards knife, one that's backwards in the way you normally do it, the flat side of the knife would go on the straight edge, So the one I use for that is a bit different. It's here. What I use for that is this. It's a bit of a bastardized tool. I don't know if you can see it. It's an old knife, and it's cut straight off and rounded. 僕はこのものを That's what I use for this thing. Same like this. So little rain lines and stuff like that. So to me, あのものをこれ too sharp でしょ。絶対 too sharp 丸くならないですね。straight ですから、木の中にちょっとしか入れないですから曲がりやすいです。僕の考え。このものを木に入れるともう曲がらないです。だからちょうどストレートになりますね。まあいろんな方法、いろんなやり方ありますから。いやだから何？椿油？
使わないですね。
あ、そう最近ちょっといい？ It's a cloth wadding with 椿油。何？刺すんですか？
まあこれで埃を取りつつ、油を。
ああ、そうか。Maintenance, wiping the tools after sharpening. そうか。
これはね、見当のその打ち木じゃなくてですね、研ぐときに。
そうか。うちの場合はこのようなものですね。
そうですね。浅香先生もそういう感じですね。
そうか。きれい。Very, very carefully detailed prepared, absolutely very detailed prepared. 最後、今ライターでしょ？
はい、ライター。
これは
何？気になるんですね。そう、焼き戻しです。
そう。Same, as you were guessing, it's what they call yakimodoshi in Japanese. When the temper of the end of the tool is a little bit too strong, too brittle, he uses the lighter. 水でつけるですか？どの方法？
これだけこの刃だけね、ちょっとボロボロになった時が、ボロボロだった時があってですね、この部分だけちょっとライターで炙ってで、自然に冷ましますね。
そうか。じゃあイントとアイスキンじゃないですか？そう。先日ハモニアさんと話した間に彼が新しい刃の場合は一番先は焼き戻さないと。だから彼の説明で水をつけてライター水がなくなる3回やると焼き戻しますね。He's saying he's been using the technique with a lighter on the end of the larger chisel here, one specific chisel that he had trouble with. So he used the lighter just as it was to heat the blade at the end. Nice sets, ね、綺麗。僕から見ると綺麗すぎですよ。そうごめん、汚いんですけど。
先生の道具、斜めに自分の道具運ばなきゃいけない。
そう。So of course he's going back and forth from his own workshop back to the kyoshu, the classroom, and back and forth. So Dave doesn't do that. I just sit here in one place. So. じゃあ紹介ありがとうございました。
こちらこそ。
Nice, beautiful. I missed questions here. I'm sorry. There's probably lots of questions here that we had. So. Oh, Mipi Cheap is here today. Sashiburi, welcome back. There's probably questions I missed. I'm sorry. Whatever. The jar was. We caught that right. The jar was cloth, was soaked with camellia oil, and just for wiping down the tools, of course. So. Okay. All right. Let's move along here. We have a show and tell today, which is a different one. Which instead of me telling you a bunch of stuff, I actually need research and feedback on finding stuff about this. It's a bit of a bizarre show and tell. It's not woodblock prints we have today. It's related to woodblock prints, but the object in the tube here is not a woodblock print. You're not supposed to do that, but whatever. Okay, before I show this, before I open it, history lesson, one minute history lesson. When ukiyo-e prints were made, and our prints, the way they're made, is the designer doesn't do a finished thing. The designer in ukiyo-e did a drawing, the line work for the ukiyo-e print. The line work went to the workshop and carving and stuff began. There was no finished design. Nobody knew what the thing was going to look like when they were starting. Once the line work was done, the stages of color separation came in. The designer may have had a hand in this. He may not have had a hand in it. Color blocks were made. Test printing was done. The designer may have had a hand in what kind of blue, or he may not have had a hand in it. The point being, nobody knew actually what the ukiyo-e print was going to look like until the day of test printing came, and the printer went through the whole set, and they held it up, and there's our first proof. That's the only time, the first time, that the image was seen as a whole thing. It was a very interesting way of making stuff. Move along to the late Meiji, and there's a genre we now know of as kuchie. It's the prints that were put in the front of magazines. They were hired from outside illustrators who were not men who had been working for the most part in the ukiyo-e tradition. So the publisher had the idea for doing these. He talks to Mr. Famous Illustrator, says, give me a design. The illustrator gets a piece of paper, draws it, colors it, makes a finished picture with watercolors. Sends it to the publisher, says, there you are. And the publisher says, thank you very much. And the team then got busy in making it. And the big difference is, the ukiyo-e stuff, there was no finished print. It started with a line drawing. But starting with the kuchie, we had a finished print. The designer wasn't a printmaker. He was a commercial illustrator working with colors. There's your finished object. And the print team then went ahead and made a print with it. What we have here today, this is not woodblock prints. These are watercolor paintings for making into kuchie prints. This is old. Let's turn off this for a minute here. It's too bright, I think. This is the kind of paper that people did their drawing on, the very famous thin, it's not gumpy, it's a very thin paper. And what we have here, this is not a woodblock print. This is a painting to be made into a woodblock print. I'm going to find the right place under the camera here to see this. When I saw this last week available for sale, I thought, I have seen that picture somewhere before. And I have indeed. I got a link here ready. In fact, if you let me do this. If you go to ukiyo-e, I'll try and find a link. Here we are. There's a link. Tomioka Eisen is the person involved here. And if you look at that very first page of items here, you will see the matching woodblock print for this. There's one of two things has happened here. One of two things has happened. We have here possibly X% possibility. This is the original sketch that was sent to the workshop for making as a woodblock print. And it was just preserved later, and here we are, we have them on the bench here. Or we have somebody back in Meiji era collecting kuchie and saying, I would like to just do some exercise and I will copy these and draw these. So we have no idea to know which is which is which. Most of the designs would have been sent to the workshop for production and then tossed aside. Nobody cared about them. They might have been preserved, they might have been kept, they might not have been kept. And we have here a roll of these things. This is a Tomioka Eisen kuchie design. Whether I'm holding a sheet of paper written by Tomioka Eisen or not, I ain't gonna. And we have 9 of them here. And these are 9 designs for kuchie. This one also. I think it's on that same page that I linked, right? Kuchie no, 絵ですね。Let's stop here. I'm moving ahead quickly because I want to get to here. This one. These don't match exactly. I was looking at those this morning before we started the stream. And some of the kimono patterns are altered. And when you look very carefully at it, some of the hair goes this way instead of that way, or the hair goes up instead of down. And they all seem to be by the same guy, by Tomioka Eisen. And your guess is as good as mine. Are these the designs that were then turned into woodblock prints, or is this somebody who has just looked at the kuchie and for practice and for fun has copied them himself? No idea. I don't have any ability to tell the difference between those two. If we had a bunch of actual paintings by Tomioka Eisen for comparison, we could look at the brushstroke and stuff like that. I think the woodblock print for this one, she's here and the guy with the hat. They're illustrations. So they were literary magazines, and these were illustrations to stories in the literary magazines. So the illustrator would have been given here. Read the story, come up with the picture. And there we have it. So this one was matched with that guy with the hat we saw a minute ago. This was part of the same finished kuchie. I have no idea what the story is, of course, I have no idea. And they've been roughed up. They've all been folded in half at some point, and later on they were pasted together to keep for a scroll like this. And it's funny, even if we had verified that these were the original drawings from the era, it wouldn't make any big deal. These are not worth anything still. It's really something funny. The prints themselves, like for example, Hasui prints go in the market for what they go in for, Juman, Nijuman, 100,000, 200,000. A while back, some Hasui watercolors came up. They were the original watercolors that must have gone to Watanabe for making the prints. They sold for about a tenth of the price that the prints sell for. And to my mind, this should be backwards. These should be worth much more, but these are not valued at all. Very, very, very delicate work here. Stunningly delicate brushwork. This is somebody drawing with a brush. These are not woodblock prints. This is actually drawing with a brush. Nose, mouth. I mean, with a knife, I get it. I sit there slowly and carve it. But to draw this with a brush, yeah, impossible. And these, of course, when it came to them like this is not the copy that would have been pasted onto the block. This is the designer's master. So on top of this, somebody would have put a sheet of Gampi paper, then drawn, traced all the lines, and that would have then been pasted onto the block. And they would have been neatened up and cleaned up. Things like this. This is not quite so neat and even, all these lines in the middle of the comb. The copyist would have changed it, he would have neatened it, he would have cleaned it, he would have got it ready for the woodblock carver. This was no problem for the copyists. They would turn this stuff into carvable lines with no problem whatsoever. They clean up all the way, like this little thing, for example, here. There's another little extra line here. That probably would have been taken out. And this paper is so thin. This is thinner than any toilet paper we've got here. Absolutely. This is so thin. This is another one we've got. I don't think I have this Kuchie, but we've got, it's another well-known design. I think these are all Tomioka Eisen. I think that's it. No, one more. Look at that face. Incredible detail でしょ。すごい筆が上手ですね。The skill here with this brush is, this is just insane. This is just insane. As I said, it could go either way. This might be Tomioka's original, or it could just be a copy. No idea. I'm not the guy to tell you, and I don't much care. They're just fun anyway, whichever way around. You know. I see a New Year's print, so beautiful, beautiful. This is brush strokes. This is not carved. This is somebody drawing with a brush. I'm still astonished by this, that somebody could do this. There's even a pink tone. There's a bit of pink and a blush on her face. It's probably not showing because the paper's so thin. So questions here. Why are they using only half of the paper? I have no idea. No idea about this. They all come just to the bottom of the paper. That sort of makes me think that these might be a copyist. If this was something being sent to a workshop for printing, I don't think it would have been done near the bottom of the paper here. I think it would have been done in the middle of the sheet to leave the publisher room to play with it and do what he wants. So that's another hint, I think, that makes me think these are later copies rather than originals. They're all exactly lined up at the same part of the bottom of the sheet, and they're all on exactly the same kind of paper. But if we had eight or nine random Kuchie designs, they would have been on slightly different kind of paper. They would have been different this, different that, done over a period of a few years. So I think almost certainly what we're looking at here is just a copy roll. Somebody has enjoyed Kuchie, and for practice himself, drawing pictures, has simply copied them himself. Don't much care. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful items. It's clearly around, it's from that era, from the Meiji Kuchie era themselves. This is well over 100 years old. And they're being thrown away. Nobody collects this stuff. Nobody cares about this stuff. We can just pick them up for next to nothing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, today is going to be a busy day for me. I'm going to get on the phone to Cameron-san. We're going to work out what to do. Stand by. Sometime in the next hour or a couple of hours, there'll be a new YouTube video coming up from us. It's the year-end wrap-up, Dave's wrap-up of the 2020 situation. What's happened to us, what we've done, what we're moving forward, introducing next year's series. A couple of other little bonus things in the video. That'll be coming online today, perhaps within the next few minutes. Other than that, I'm out of here. It's Monday morning. I'll be here 3 days from now, Thursday morning, with more of the same carving and another. The show and tell will be, it's okay, I'll talk about it when we get there. It hasn't arrived yet. It's supposed to be coming in the mail today. It will be a fun item to show you. Okay, thanks for joining us today. Okay, see you next time, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now. What a mixed up day it was today here, so.